Hey peeps, it's your girl K-Cee Diva here. Welcome to another edition of Dish with Diva, real talk with real people. And I have some of the realest people on this show every week. My guest tonight, we were just having a ball, like getting ready and hanging out and chit-chatting. So trust and believe it is going to be a fun time. Um, Welcome to another edition. Thank you for joining me each week. This is actually the last show of 2020. And I will be back in January with some new guests coming on. But this is the last show. And with it being the last show, I wanted to take it out with a bang. So I was real careful in the guests that I wanted to have on my last show of 2020. We've been through a lot, to say the least. We've been through a lot in 2020. It's been a rough year for everybody. And so I wanted to have a guest on, that would bring us some light, entertain us, get to know them like I do on this show. And I'm very excited about that. I'm going to introduce her and her producer in just a second. First, just want to remind you to follow me on Twitter, K-Cee Deeva Shows. Follow me on YouTube and subscribe. K-Cee Deeva Shows as well. All my shows are there that I do. And then on IG, I'm at MZ K-Cee Diva, and K-Cee Diva spelled just like you see it on the screen there. So, no, not the very last show, Chris. My friend Chris, but it's like the last show just for 2020. We're going to be coming back in 2021. All right. I'm going to go ahead and do this introduction here because I'm very excited about my guest today. You probably recognize her just looking at the screen, but I'm going to go ahead and give her a proper introduction and her producer as well. Okay, so just bear with me for a minute. Now, my guest today is a Seattle legend in the music community. She began singing at age 5. She began her performance career as a backup singer in a Motown review band during the 90s. She was voted this year Best Blues Performer of 2020. She's got a hot new single out called My Name Is All I Got. We're going to talk about that a little bit later on. And she's known around here as the hardest working woman in blues, soul, funk, and gospel. I am more than pleased to welcome the beautiful, the talented, the real Lady A.
Thank you.
Hello, Lady A. Welcome to the show.
Hey, K-Cee Diva. I love that. I love that.
Oh, thank you so much. And the handsome gentleman in the middle of the screen that you see there is her producer, Mr. John Oliver III. Welcome to the show, John.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. I am so excited to have you both on today. We've got a lot to talk about, a lot to cover. And if you're just tuning into the show for the first time, this is where I have guests like Lady A on and John to, we talk about their career, how they got started, what's to come, and we just dive on in. That's why I call it Dish. We just want to know everything that's going on, all right, from some of your favorite folks. Okay, so now we were just kind of talking, before the show about this 2020 in a whole, as a whole, but even more specifically, the pandemic and how it's affected so many different businesses. No matter what type of business you're in, John was saying you had to all of a sudden be creative and figure out how to continue to do business, even though you can't be in person in a lot of situations. So being in the entertainment business, for both of you, it's had to be quite different to have to do things virtually now. Talk about that a little bit. What's that experience been like for you?
Well, thank God for John. He always has bright ideas. The pandemic it really has stifled some people, but I think most artists are getting creative. We've had to relearn, how to do things. And so in the early summer, John came up with the idea. We were trying to figure out, what are we going to do? All our gigs were getting canceled, tours are canceled. Mm-hmm. And so John came up with the idea of doing a pop-up concert because people were really missing music at that time. They were really missing music. And he came up with this idea about doing these pop-up concerts. And so we started doing that. That kind of kept us because it rolled into, well, will you come to my backyard and do one? And will you come and, we were just popping up in different places just to get music. It wasn't about the money or anything. It was just about giving out some love to folks. And that started us. I think that started us. Roz started. I had a little show like you do. It was late night with Lady A, but
Oh.
yeah, and I was doing that for a while, but
Mhm.
I got crazy busy and I had to stop doing that. Hopefully, I'll be able to come back and do it.
I would say one day.
Yeah, fun, but yeah, have to say no
Right.
to things. Yeah.
And you also remember too, even before the summer. So when the pandemic first hit, we started these couch concerts.
Oh yeah.
And it was me, Lady A, and our other friend Roz, who is a great singer and producer and artist in herself. So the three of us kind of started this couch concerts on Facebook, and
Mhm.
we've got what, over 1,000 some members or something. But we
Yeah.
wanted to do it just to keep the music going, just as a way to interact with one another and just share
Mhm.
music that we love. So we would shoot these
Mhm.
little videos in our little rooms at home, and
I love it.
yeah, it was great. So the couch concerts, and then like Lady A said, we started doing the pop-up concerts. And that was really a way just to reach people, because music is therapeutic. And
Yes.
people this year, I mean, all of us, the person that I wanted to reach out to most was the person that kept saying, "Oh, I'm okay. I'm fine." No, you're
Mhm.
not. You
Mhm.
cannot be completely fine in 2020. That's
Right.
something wrong, right? That's the person we need to find and
Mm.
get them some help immediately.
Mhm. Mhm.
Right? Because if
Yes.
you haven't
Yes.
cried in 2020, we
Yes.
might
There's
need to
something
check.
wrong.
Yeah, we got to check more than your temperature.
Yeah, somebody said they were doing
Yes.
couch concerts, and he's right. I forgot because that was how we started, and like he
Mhm.
said, we were doing it in our. I had to actually get equipment because I don't have a studio. I didn't have a studio in my house.
Right.
In the apartment, I didn't know how to do it. John has a studio. I always record, at his place, and Ross had a studio, but I didn't. So it was all this learning how to operate and do all these different things. I'm still
Mm.
not completely done, but I
Yes.
still
Yeah.
learning
It takes time.
a lot, you know.
Right. But we made it work. We used what we had. I mean, there was
Yes.
even a few songs where like Lady A just had her cell phone, right? I mean, this cell phone is
Yeah.
more than just talking on the phone, more than taking pictures. You can
Record.
record on this phone. And
Yes.
so there
Recording
was a
for
few
myself.
times, right? We was bouncing tracks back and forth on the phone.
Oh, I love
Lady A
it.
said, "I ain't got no studio." Well, you got a digital mic on your phone. Set that
Yes.
puppy up and get to recording. So
Oh,
we
I
started
love it.
using what we had.
Outside
And
on my deck, videotaping
right,
myself,
right,
taping my
right.
voice while Roz was putting it together, because thank God she's also a videographer. So she was
Okay.
putting these little pop, little couch concert videos together for us. In the beginning, it was rough, but
Yeah.
Okay. I have to find those. That sounds amazing. I love it. Couch concerts, because
Outcasting.
most of us, if not all of us, were on our couch quite a lot. I mean, I got real comfortable with my couch.
Right.
But you're right. It forced people to really be creative and reinvent the way they do things. And luckily, our technology now is amazing. Like you said, simple as a cell phone.
right.
You can record and go back and forth, and John, I have some friends that are producers, and one of the things that they talk about is, you know, that connection with your artist, right? Like when you're working on something creative, and was it hard for you at all to not to be necessarily in the room with her when you were trying to create these pieces and such, or did it seem just like nothing had changed?
I guess you know what. From that point of view, nothing has changed, because Lady A and I are like brother and sister. I mean, we go back and forth. But through this year, I think because of the pandemic we've been in, we've really just bounced ideas off of one another. And the
Mhm.
thing is we've worked together so long, where I'll come up with some crazy idea and I'll tell her, I'm like, now listen, this is gonna be way out there, but just hear me out. And so, usually I bounce ideas off of her, and
Mhm.
she'll say, well, let's try it. We both say, let's try it, because what's the worst that could happen? Nothing,
Right.
right? And so, but
Yes.
this year during this pandemic, it's allowed us as artists
Mhm.
and producers and to be creative, right? Because
Mhm.
as artists, sometimes we go and we go and we go and we go. We don't have a chance to be creative. We just got to get
Right.
up and sing, right?
Right.
But
Right.
this pandemic has really allowed us to do some arts and crafts right?
Mhm.
Along with the singing, right?
Yeah.
So we get to change the way we present what we're doing, right?
Yeah.
So we get to really wrap up these songs and put the pretty bows and the
Right.
flair and
And
stuff
take
on.
your
So,
time. I like.
so listen,
Yes.
me as
Right.
a producer, as you know, supporting Lady A and some other
Mhm.
artists, I love it because now I get to pitch the creative aspect of it. It's
Ah,
amazing.
okay. All right. Well, yeah, I love it. I love that, and I love that you guys, just your energy, that positivity, and we need that. We need the music, very therapeutic. Lady A, you started singing at age 5. Do you remember what your first song was?
I was in the children's choir. And it's so funny. I think you're the first person who ever asked me that. Singing Yield Not to Temptation. That was
Okay.
that we because I come from the old school where you had to learn hymns. And there's a picture, oh, it's a way over there, but there's a picture of me sitting in the vestibule of our church when I was like 2 or 3 years old. Probably my mom was probably at choir rehearsal.
Oh.
My mother, my mother was a singer. She's a
Ooh,
singer,
she's tough.
a gospel singer.
Yes.
She doesn't sing as much anymore, but she is an amazing gospel singer.
Mhm.
We went to church. That's what we did.
Yeah. Yeah.
Church, we went to BTU, we went to Sunday, we went to choir rehearsal. But yeah, Temptation was a song that I remember singing, and I've never forgotten that song because that's a song that we had to learn. It was a hymn, and we grew up having to learn hymns.
Okay. Okay.
Those were the
Yeah.
things we had to learn.
Yeah. Now, this question for both you guys. Were there, who then did you look up to? Like, was there anyone that you're like, okay, yeah, I want to, any mentors or any
Oh,
musical influences that you were like, that's who I want to model after.
oh yeah. Mahalia Jackson has always been my favorite. But as far as like Seattle people, Pat Wright.
Oh, Pat Wright. Yeah. Shout out, Pat.
Yeah, when I was coming up, it was Pat Wright, May Campbell, Loretta Witt.
Mhm.
There were so many. There's so many. Deacon White. There were so many back then. Jerome Jackson.
Mhm.
John, you know some of these people because
Yes.
we were coming up church. He was just younger than me, but
Yeah.
I was at the choir director, so I came up. Jerome Jackson. Those are people that I looked up to, who I wanted to be around. I was young to go to all the conventions. We went to the church conventions and the choir conventions. That's when
Oh, yeah. The big, yes.
least 20 people at least, So,
Now,
Yeah.
so you guys go, I think you said like 20 years back. When did you actually start, working together, like producing the music and, collaborating on things?
Well, you know what? Before Lady A answers that, let me dive in here. Okay. So
Oh.
the thing is I met her before she remembers us. It was back in the 80s, right? So we went to sister churches. She went to Greater Mount Baker Missionary Baptist Church, Seattle, Washington, and I went to Tabernacle Missionary Baptist Church, right? We used to have these third Sunday fellowships, and she was a choir director, right? And so even back in the church, you notice different styles of even choir directors, right?
Hmm.
And so when Lady A got up and directed the choir, it was like the last time she was ever going to direct the choir. That's the way she treated it. She put
Hmm.
everything in. And that has carried over to her professional career as a singer and entertainer. She don't know how to do nothing less than 110%. Right? Everything is,
oh my God.
but
Yes.
I mean, as entertainers and as
Yeah.
performers, and listen, the thing is whatever we do, we should do it to the best we can. Right.
Yes.
And so like,
Yeah.
she had her influences, and my influences were really my father, my dad, my mom, my uncle Willie. They were singers, right? And I always had music in all of my family. My family has a gospel singing group, so my influences started at home first, right?
Okay.
And I compared everybody to people in my house. I'm like, well, shoot, my uncle Willie sounds better than him. My dad can play better than him. So I had these strong influences in my own house, and so a lot of my sound comes from my heritage, my dad, my mom, Uncle Willie, right? And then when I linked up with Lady A back in the 90s, and I'll let her take it from there because we met in the 90s. She didn't even know I was in the band. Because like she said, she did think I was too young, but I was in the band. We
Oh, but
played in
you were okay.
Sonny Byers Motown review
He
because
was too
I grew up on all that old
young.
music, right? I grew up
Yeah.
just listening to it. But that's why, because music is I mean, there's some music that's age appropriate, but the music we grew up on, anybody can listen to, right?
Yes. Yes.
Right. There's no way you
That
could
Motown
miss,
sound.
right, yeah, there's no way you could miss the meaning of "You're a shining star," right? No matter who you are, you could feel that when you're 3 years old.
Yes. 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 And yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And music has changed. And I was telling my friends, I'm like, I don't want to sound like the old lady, like, well, my music was better or whatever.
Right.
But it was.
It's true.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
John and I have been around each other for a long time. I mean, like he said,
long
since
time.
the church days. But
Yeah.
he, the guys in my band, I do believe that everything is for a reason and God prepares us for certain things. And
Yes.
John, the guys in my band, the original Baby Blues Funk band, had wanted John in the band for a couple of years. And I kept saying no because he was too young. I kept saying he's too young. He didn't know anything about. And I wanted to do blues because we were doing more R&B-ish. We just throw the blues in every now and then kind of thing.
Yeah.
And but John was the one who I was able to do blues the way I wanted to.
Okay.
Because once he got in the band, I needed a buffer. Like he said, I do go 110%. I'm I know they tell me to slow
Nothing
down,
wrong with that.
That's
and
the
I have
minimum.
slowed down since I got
Minimum. 110 is the minimum now.
The minimum, huh?
You would actually go 150, 175.
150.
I don't dance.
Yeah,
That's because I can't wear my 4 heels no more. But he has been my cheerleader since he got in the band. He's the one
That's
who's
awesome.
pushed me. We've done a lot of things. We've done a lot of things as Lady A in the Baby Blues Funk Band. But when it was time to go solo, John was the one who said, you need a CD. He was saying that before, but you can't always get everybody on board. And,
Right.
there was a point where I decided I didn't want to sing anymore. And then he said, nope, not you. If anybody's getting out of the band, it ain't gonna be you. And he was more or less like, you need a CD. So I said, okay, I'll do one CD. And that's exactly what I said. I'll do one CD. But see?
listen.
My God.
This is the thing about that. Not just as Black artists, but just as artists in general. What are we leaving behind? What's our legacy? Because God has placed each of us here for a specific reason, a purpose, and sometimes we lose that identity about us.
Yes.
We have something to accomplish, but what are we leaving behind for the next generation? So the first thing when I decided to join the band, and I decided to be with them, I said there's some changes need to be made. Let's see what we're doing here and let's do it better. And what are we leaving behind? What's going to be said about us by the next generations to come? And so as soon as Lady A told me, John, I just want to do this one CD and then I'm going to call it quits. As soon as she said that, in my spirit, I was praying. I was talking to God, literally I was talking. And I came back and I told her, you remember what I told you? I said, you're not just going to do one CD. You're going to do many CDs. I said, in this place that we're playing at now, the Paragon in Seattle, I said, listen, you're going to be going all over the world traveling.
And that's what she's
because
done.
that's what the Lord showed me, that he would open up the doors and all we had to do was put him first and everything else was going to come.
Fell into place.
Yeah.
Fall into place.
That's an awesome testimony for those watching. Wow.
I mean, and we've literally watched. That was
everything he said was true.
That was some years ago.
That was too. And start talking about a CD, and started all this. But and when we finished, and I had never written a song before, I was writing songs, never thought that I would write a song. John wrote most of that first CD, and God blessed it. After that, I was like, ooh, okay, when are we gonna do the next one? Well, and
What's
actually
next?
we went to Europe. We got asked to go to Europe. I got a tour in Europe, and I said, well, I'm not going if they didn't want to bring the whole band.
Yeah. That's good for you.
And
That's awesome.
I was willing not to go. Yeah, I was willing not to go. And I said, if my piano player, my brother can't come with me, it didn't mean that much to me back then. It was a thing of, I've been with these guys for a while. I have loyalty to my band. They've stuck by me, especially John. He's pumped me up. And unfortunately, we lost our bass player at the time. Also, was in my corner. These guys were in my corner and pushing me. And right before we went, he passed away. But we went, and then I was like, okay, I'm writing songs. We're getting ready for the next CD. I gave.
Well, John, I'm gonna say thank you because you pushed her, and we have all this wonderful music. So thank you for that.
Hey, bless the Lord. You know what? Quitting is not an option for any of us. All of us need to encourage one another to not give up. Right? We cannot give up. I always think about like the civil rights movement back in the 50s and 60s that we're now reliving, right? But what if some of them had given up? I always thinking like Emmett Till's mom. What if Emmett Till's mom had just said, just close the casket? But she didn't. Right. She said, no, open that casket up. She said, I want the whole world to see what they did to my baby. So we as artists have an obligation, right, to show the world what's inside of us, what God has shown us. We got to share that with the world. We got to see that, listen, when we write songs, some of them are happy, like the blues. Lady A write blues that's happy, that's sad. Some of it's just fact telling, right?
Yes.
Some of it is, giving somebody else the business.
Look, I love that. I love that there is. And with your music, there's such variety, and it's kind of obvious, but I'm just going to ask the question anyway. Where do you get your inspiration for, all the songs and the CDs that you've done? Because again, like John just said, some are happy, some are sad. Are they personal experiences? Are they, stories you've heard? Or where do you get the inspiration for all the music you write?
The songs that I write are personal. It's an experience. It's a lived experience. It's whatever I'm going through at that time when I write the song. Like John writes songs every day. I don't write songs every day. That's not what I do. My brain doesn't work that way. But when I sit down, my brain don't work. When I sit down to write a song, I can just write songs out, or I'll wake up in the middle of the night, and I've learned to keep my phone near my bed, and I'll just hit record, like da 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 da. Remember this, and like 2 months later, I'll go back to it and go, "What was I doing?" At 2 in the morning, a song will come to me like that. I like a variety of different types of music anyway. I like classical music. I like country music. I like, R&B and Motown and things. But I'm hoping that I know that I don't sound like everybody else, and I'm not the typical blues singer. And it took me a while to get to that point where I was like, I'm comfortable just being me, just doing what I do.
Yeah.
Because I want my music to inspire somebody. I want somebody to be encouraged. Yeah, like John says, we got some funny songs, like Future Ex-Husband. That's a funny song, but it's a true story.
Hey, tell her about that song. Tell her about that song. Tell her how you wrote that one.
Do tell.
So I was on tour in Mississippi with the Delta Music Experience, and I was on tour, and we were there for like a month. And so, 3 weeks a month. And so I would go to the Walmart, go to the local Walmart. Like almost every day we had to go get something. And so I was going in there. This handsome young guy would just be like trying to help me every time I would go in there, right? He was the manager. He was all and he'd be following us around, and what can we get for you? And one day he got up the nerve and he said, I really would like to take you out. And I said, honey, I am too old for you. Your mama will put me under the jail. And then, and then another day, I came in and he asked me out again, and I just said, I just can't do it. I said, but you know what? You could be my future ex-husband. And then I went and I wrote that song. And it was the dumbest song I wrote. I was like, no, we're gonna put that on the CD. And I was like, really?
She didn't believe me though. She didn't believe me. Yeah, she didn't believe me. We were in the studio at my old house. We were at my old house, my little home studio. We was working on her CD, and she started telling me about this experience. And so I didn't make a big deal about it, but I was like, keep telling me about it. And so I'm plugging in wires and unplugging stuff. And I said, sing it again. So she kept singing it. And so, I sat down at the piano and came up, with the music that I came up with. And she's like, you like that little stupid song? I said, that song is fire, right? Because it's catchy.
Those are the songs, right? Those are the catchy, the ones that you kind of least expect. I mean, look at Cisco, the song.
Oh, right.
It was a similar. Exactly. I watched an interview where he said, same thing. He and some friends were just kind of, shooting the breeze about women at the beach, and next thing you know, it's like a song, right? So. Right. Those are the best ones, the ones that you least expect.
I love the song actually now.
Right. And a lot of the songs I've written for Lady A have been based on our conversations, because she's traveled quite a bit. And so when she came back off a tour, her and I would kind of have these debriefing sessions. It'd really be like a smack talking session for like 3-4 hours where we could sit around talking smack. But she would just be telling me her story and her travels. And the whole time she's telling it to me, I'm writing stuff down. Yes. And so I literally have written a bunch of songs for her based on her own travels. And she's like, what are you doing? Are you listening to me? I'm like, I didn't sit up here and wrote 4-5 songs for you. And she's like, you did? She said, sing one of them to me. And I do, right? I just, hey.
That's brilliant to be able to keep talking. Tell me more. You got a whole list of songs all the time.
Right.
Keep it coming.
Right. A lot of times. I'm sorry. Go ahead. But I was gonna say some songs I've written for Lady A have also been based off of things she's told me. But then I just go around and just going through my regular day, like at the bus tunnel in Seattle. She was telling me about how upset she was about Trayvon Martin. And how things were going. And so she was telling me how distressed she was about that. And so I was in the metro tunnel, and that's when the melody came to me, don't let your blues become a crime, give mercy. I just started singing that, and then I showed it to her, and from there we just kept it kind of going, because sometimes inspiration will hit you in the places where you're not prepared. You can literally be in 7-Eleven and a melody or a line hit you, and you looking around and ain't got no paper, and you go to the cash register. I need to borrow your pen right now, right, buddy. Come on, give me the pen. Okay, let me just write these down. Right. As artists, you have to be ready at all times to capture that initial inspiration so that you don't lose it.
Absolutely. So you up and coming artists out there that are watching, that's some good advice. Always be prepared. Okay, so speaking of music, on the phone, right? We got the phones now. So speaking of music, you have a new single out. My Name Is All I Got. Amazing song. I love it. I find myself like humming it. It's an awesome song, and it came out this week actually, right? So now talk a little bit about the inspiration behind the song, because not only is it just an amazing song, but there's real inspiration behind the song. So talk about that a little bit.
So first I'm gonna say this. So my producer brother / he'll be fired tomorrow. No, I'm playing. John, I'm crazy. He's my best friend on this planet.
Aww.
But he took an idea that I had, and he knocked it out of the park like he was Jackie Robinson, wearing the number 42 on his Superman cape.
Wow.
Because all I did was say, I want to do something different this time, because I have been so upset, and so there's days when I'm not 100% all the time. And I said, I need a song with some hand claps and some foot stomps. You know,
Yes.
that's all I said.
Yes.
And then we just kind of took it from there. And I had done an interview, and I think, isn't that when Betty LaBette said, sometimes our name is all we have.
Right.
You know, leave her name is what Betty LaBette said. Leave her name.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you take our culture, you take our artistry, you take our music, leave her name. And that just broke me down in tears when I saw that. And so John came back with the hand claps and my name is all I got. And then we went into the studio. Him and his daughter, they're doing the hand claps and the foot stomps.
It sounds amazing.
Well, and it is, and the song is, and I want to say this. So people have been, and I've seen some of the remarks where people, and I love everybody's support. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We really do. Thank you. And people have said, you know, I have more than my name, you know, and I know where they're coming from. I'm blessed. I wake up every day. I'm blessed. I have a roof over my head. I do have my name. But when it comes to my professional artist name and my brand, which is Lady A,
yes,
then that is all I have, because I've sacrificed. There's sacrifices that have been made for that name, because I stand on the shoulders of my ancestors who made those same sacrifices. In some cases, they sacrificed their lives. So leave us our name. My first name is Anita. So it's simple. It's Lady A.
Makes sense, right? Yeah.
My brand, my brand in terms of is in terms of how I got here. There were sacrifices made. My family has sacrificed. My friends have sacrificed. The times when I was gigging 6 days a week back in the day, and I didn't get to see my friends, or I would go to a family barbecue, but have to leave because I got a gig, or I got 2 gigs in one day, or I'm going on tour, or I'm out of town somewhere. That's a sacrifice. That brand, I was sacrificing for my brand to make that brand into something. My name comes at a price, just because, being a woman in this business, as hard as it is. It's already hard. Managing a band of all men and making sure that my band is taken care of, that comes at a sacrifice. The times where I've invested my own money just so that I can do the things that need to be done, to learn to be a producer, because somebody else won't produce me. So you know what? And I do shows, because John has always produced me, but I'm talking about producing my own shows, like the Big Blues Blowout, Red and White Affair, like my ladies' luncheons, all these charity events that I do. And I'm not saying it to brag. I'm saying it because it's what God gave us. And so I'm not doing music just for me. I'm doing music to help somebody else. So my name is all I have. I have sacrificed for this. It costs. And it cost work me in it, but that was a sacrifice. So why would I give that up? Why would I give that away for nothing? Why would I say, well, you know what? Okay, let me back up, because I don't have the resources. God put me in this position for a reason. And it's not, like John said, we're not here just for ourselves. And, we believe that before any of the other stuff happens. Like I said, my music is to inspire and encourage people. I'm not the normal blues singer. I sing to entertain you, but at the same time, hopefully that you'll understand the song Love, Blessed, and Blues. When your life gets a little bit drear, turn on your radio, you just might hear. Those songs are to make you listen and encourage your heart, is what I'm hoping. So my name is all I got. That's my brand. That it came at a cost. For people to understand that. I've been working a job and doing this for 24 years, more than 24 years, because I was doing it before I got that job, so this song means a lot to me. I'm glad it's being well received. How many people? John keeps reminding me, because I look at it as, okay, God, what's next? And I just try to move. But he keeps telling me to live in the moment. How many people get a single CD written, review by Rolling Stone magazine.
Right.
And so I praise God for it. I'm blessed that it has happened, but I'm also an activist. So again, this is not just about me. This is, it's my name, yes, but there are other people who have written to me and said the same thing, this bullying, this big money, that machine that tries to run you over.
Yeah.
And I must be here for a reason to stand, and I intend to stand.
And Seattle stands behind you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'm
We
blessed.
stand behind you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And I'll just say this. I'll say, again, looking at 2020, looking at even past all the injustices, you mentioned a little bit earlier, like having our names taken from us, having our music stolen, having, that it happened to us, and even more recent in 2020. The difference is now we're in this age where we've got cell phones, we've got cameras, we're able to videotape things, we're able to hold people accountable. And I'm just, I'm just humbled, just by your efforts, just you taking a stand, and we support you, and love you, and hope the right thing is done.
Yes.
Right. And I think that's what it is. I think that we need to learn to do the right thing. God is not pleased with us. Sometimes we need to just do the right thing. No matter what it is. I was in a panel earlier called "The Truth Is Loud," which was to assist white people who really want to be allies, because allyship comes from not just you running your mouth. Allyship requires that you give up something, and it requires that you listen and you learn and you be truthful in what it is that you're doing. You can't just half woke. So
right.
I was doing that, and I mean, there's other things that I want to get back to doing in the community, but I have to fight this fight to preserve my name. And this is only part one of the song.
Well, wait, correction.
Yes.
You don't have to fight.
Well, true. Right.
Because God is fighting this battle.
Let him fight the battle for you.
Listen, as artists, there are some battles that we don't have to fight. Now we fight what we can when we can, but the good thing that one thing I learned about Lady A is that she networks, right? So in networking, she supports other artists. And this is something that I believe in too. As artists, we have to support one another, right? So even like your show, I'm gonna plan on watching all your shows I can at the available time. Why? Just to support. So as artists, we have got to support one another. Lady A supports artists, and she's always working. That's why she has the title. She's the hardest working lady in blues, soul, funk, gospel. And I believe that some other things are gonna be added to that, right? But the thing is that, listen, when we have God on our side, don't we sing that song in church?
Amen.
Tell me who can stand before us when we call on that great name. There's some fights we don't even have to worry about fighting, because all we got to do is show up and stand up and let God be God, right? Get out the way and listen. Just let him be God. And just like I tell Lady A, enjoy the moment, because 2020 has been a challenging year, but there have been some great leaps forward, even as far as like the racial injustices. We've had some great discussions with non-blacks, right? And they've been great discussions and honest discussions, because we get to see where folks really is at, because a lot of them have said they didn't know the difference between being non-racist and being anti-racist, right? So there's been some great things come out of 2020.
I agree.
Even though it's been hard.
So
I agree, John.
truthisloud.org, and you can get a lot of information. I'll be back. I'll be back doing an artist discussion about The Truth Is Loud. That's how that song came out.
Okay.
And so I have a page called The Truth Is Loud. It's truthisloud.org.
Truthisloud.org. Okay. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, so we're coming up on time here. Now, I just got a request. So I would ask Lady A if she would sing a couple bars of a Christmas song for us. Chris Bennett is asking if you are gonna sing a line or two of the song that we were just talking about before the show ends. I'm gonna leave that up to you, Lady A. Whatever you feel like
Oh,
singing, whatever you feel like blessing us with, please
you want
do.
my name is all I got? Is that what they want to hear? Or
Yes, I think that. Yeah, yep.
okay.
It's totally up to you.
This will be the
That-
first time I've sung live. No. All right. So yes, of course. I was going to sing a Christmas song, but okay, you want to hear that one? All right.
Let's do it.
Call and response song. So I got to clap my hands. Oh, they tried to take my name, but my name is all I got. Yes, they tried to take my name. My name is all I got. Yes, they tried to take my name. Oh, my name is all I've got.
Yes. Yes. That. Oh, love it. That's it. Just gave me chills. It gave me chills. It really did. You're just amazing. You both have been amazing. I hate that the show is ending, but we actually went a little overtime, but I'm okay with that. Hey, let's let people know. Give us your social media. Chris says thank you. So,
Yeah.
So give us your social media, where we can find you, where we can purchase the CD, the single, all that stuff.
So you can go to my website. As a matter of fact, I spent most of the day getting that together. So you can go. Oh, thank you, Karen. You can go to my website, ababyblues.com. All the CDs are there now. If you want a hardcover of My Name Is All I Got, they are limited. Hold on.
Oh.
I have a limited edition of these, and I want to make sure you see
right on.
Reason.
Yes.
So you want to make sure
Right
this is
on.
an edition. And I want to explain to people the back of this CD. Yes, there is a plantation on it. Yes, it is a weeping willow tree for all the lives that have been lost. And my name is hanging from it. That hanging on the tree.
That's amazing.
But if you want one of these, it's on the website. You have to send me an email. That's the only way you'll get one of these is to send me an email. But otherwise, you can download it. LadyABabyBlues.com. I'm on Spotify, Amazon. But if you go to the website, if you click the picture, it'll take you there automatically because it's been really hard to find me because of erasure. So thank you so much. Dish with Deeva, y'all. I'm gonna be watching this show. I'm gonna see who she's gonna be dishing with next.
Oh, well, you are always welcome to come back. You both are amazing guests. Always welcome to come back. Comment from John. Lady A has been trying to fire me, but she can't. I have a lifetime contract.
Yeah, he does. Unfortunately, we need to find the print for the contract. So I fired him every other week, but he's still here.
Don't worry. You tried.
Part 2 of My Name Is All I Got. Look for part 2. That'll be later.
Part 2. Okay. Yeah.
But enjoy part 1 for right now.
Okay.
In a moment.
So we are playing on New Year's Eve a virtual concert. On New Year's Eve, we're doing a virtual concert at the Paragon Supper Club. Please go and register. It's only $10. Y'all come and join me. I'm gonna be doing a back porch blues funk show.
Oh,
which is totally different. If you think this is fun, wait till you see this concert on New Year's Eve. So go to my website, New Year's Eve. There you can get your $10 ticket there. Make sure you put the code in, Lady A, no spaces, all caps. And I'm forgetting something else, but I can't think right now. Because I still gotta go.
That's okay. You can send it to me and I'll put it on my page. That's awesome because now I know what I can do for New Year's because I was like, well, it's gonna be the couch again. What am I doing this year?
Oh, girl, come on, come on. Then let me tell you, the video to My Name Is All I Got is coming out on January
Oh,
5th.
yes,
Wait to see the
yes,
video. And we thank
yes.
Seattle, all those people in Seattle that came out to help make this video. And Little Black Dress Productions, our
Oh,
girl, the videographer.
right on. Yes. Well, all right. Well, you two take care. Stay safe in this pandemic. We'll definitely have you back on,
Yeah.
catch up with you, see what's coming up next. You're welcome on the show anytime. I've had so much fun. And what an awesome show to end for 2020. This has just been an amazing experience. And so glad to get to know you two.
Yes, likewise.
Well, happy
Beautiful show.
Kwanzaa, Feliz Navidad, Shalom, peace be with you, happy Hanukkah, and Merry Christmas, baby.
Merry Christmas.
Yes, yes, absolutely. All right, I'm just gonna take us out here with my little exit theme music by my baby bro AC Soul on IG. Also, if you like this little mug I was drinking out of, he's got all these sayings. I've got a T-shirt. Let's see. I'm gonna write. There we go. Wake, wake, pray, slay, repeat. He's got a merch store. If you put in holiday, you get 30% off. Go to Soul Consistent Media on IG and put in holiday, and you get 30% off. Lots of cool holiday stuff and T-shirt sayings. I like your T-shirt, Lady A. What is it? Lean back a little bit. What does it say? Yes, yes, Blacknificent. Love that. Love that. All right, peeps. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for showing love. I will see you. I will see you in the new year, 2021, and it's gonna be a good time. For now, signing off. This with Deeva, K-Cee Deeva. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube page, K-Cee Deeva Shows. And if you missed it, if you came halfway through and you missed the beginning, don't worry. It'll be reposted on my page. I'll do some watch parties, during the week as well. And, we're just going to keep playing this because it's awesome. All right. Later, peeps.
Good night.